Chinese money launderers have partnered with Mexican drug cartels to efficiently launder the proceeds of the fentanyl trafficking.
In July 2024, an investigation by the Financial Times revealed a deep connection between China's money laundering activities and international drug cartels. But this is just one example. The film industry has long been susceptible to money laundering in China. At the heart of the matter is a scandal involving one of China's most recognized movie stars, Fan Bingbing, who is known in the West for her role as Blink in the X-Men franchise. Why do China's movie makers use their craft to launder money, and how is it tied to the Triads? Hello, welcome to Leisrealtalk. I'm Lei. Movie star Fan Bingbing has been a fixture on red carpets and magazine covers in China. People often question her acting skills, but that didn't stop her from soaring to the top. In 2017, she topped the Forbes China celebrity list with a fortune estimated at $42 million. As of last year, her total net worth was reported to be $100 million. She once proudly said that she doesn't need to marry a super rich because she already is one. Fan's troubles started in May 2018 when the TV personality exposed the yin-yang contracts she had signed. There were a set of split contracts of different values, one for the tax authorities and one for herself. Fan immediately cried, "I've been wronged." She claimed that she never actually received the money on that 50 million yuan contract. Not a lot of people believed her, but I think she might be telling the truth because the money that's involved wasn't for her. She just couldn't explain it because it was part of a bigger illicit operation. It's reminiscent of the money laundering scam invented by Hong Kong gangsters. During the heyday of the Triads, there were a large number of gang members in Hong Kong who were often in cahoots with the police. They built a massive underground economy by engaging in smuggling, drug trafficking, running illegal casinos, and operating brothels. But in 1974, the Hong Kong government established the Independent Commission Against Corruption to target criminal activities within the police force, and they also tightened audits on illegal earnings. The Triads began losing their protection, and their underground financial operation was becoming untenable. Gangs started looking for alternative ways to secure their wealth. Their primary concern was, how could they launder the illicit money they made? It was then that Hun Qin, the leader of the Sang Yi-an triad, discovered the movie industry as a means of laundering money. The production costs for films are difficult to audit, with many expenses being complicated to calculate and hard to trace. For example, if a movie required building a palace set and then blowing it up, it's difficult to track whether it cost millions or just tens of thousands. Auditors would find it impossible to verify such discrepancies. Thus, the Triads started setting up their own production companies and making films. The movie industry became a convenient front for laundering money in Hong Kong. The money appeared to be paid to costume designers, set designers, lighting staff, and other contractors, making it seem like part of the movie's production costs. But in reality, these contractors were middlemen helping the money laundering process. There were many tricks, and one of them was giving stars sky-high salaries using the split contract method. For example, the production company might prepare one contract stating the star is paid $10 million, while in reality, he or she only receives $2 million. The difference is the laundered amount. On top of that, the Triads would use their money to inflate box office sales, make it seem like theaters were selling a lot of tickets. But if you were to count the heads in the screening rooms, there wouldn't be nearly as many. This was yet another way the theaters themselves became intermediaries for laundering money. Even though the motives behind these laundering films weren't noble, we can't just write off the Triads' productions completely. The gang leaders in Hong Kong actually took filmmaking seriously. The movies they made were not only popular, but also critically acclaimed. Especially in the early 90s, gangster movies and urban crime dramas were the rage in the Chinese-speaking world. Actor, director, and producer Bai Logan, who has worked in the Hong Kong film industry since the early 90s, said that the films were made by gangsters, with gangsters, and for gangsters. Since these films were based on real life, they were incredibly powerful and convincing. Unlike the CCP, the gangsters weren't trying to brainwash anyone. They still respected the craft of filmmaking and the market. These laundering films were usually shot in very short periods, often no more than a week. So no matter how hard the stars worked, they could earn a huge paycheck in just a few days. Many famous Hong Kong movie stars participated in such films, including Zhou Renfa or Chow Yun-fat in God of Gamblers, and Jet Li in Shaolin Temple, and Stephen Chow in Fly Back to School and Flirting Scholar. That was then. Now, with Hong Kong being under CCP's rule, the Triads' influence has diminished. Taking their place are CCP officials. Zheng Qinghuai, the younger brother of former Politburo Standing Committee member Zheng Qinghong, who is also Xi Jinping's biggest political enemy, is considered the godfather in Hong Kong's entertainment industry now. In the early 2000s, when China's film industry was just starting to commercialize, it borrowed heavily from the Hong Kong model. However, the mainland Chinese has raised money laundering film production to a whole new level. First, the interest in producing money laundering films has gone beyond triads. It has attracted political and business interests and appeals to government officials, private business people, and anyone who has accepted bribes in large amounts of cash. Secondly, it has become an international operation featuring cross-border capital flight. So the money laundering films now involve international stars and international operations. Thirdly, unlike the Hong Kong gangsters who at least took movie making seriously, the mainland Chinese are not. The mainland Chinese money laundering films are of poor quality. Mainland Chinese film producers learned the money laundering model in Hong Kong, which is quick production cycles and high output, large sums of money flowing into production companies and then quickly flow out. That probably explains why Fan Bingbing, in her 15 years in the entertainment industry, had such an unusually high output. In 15 years, she appeared in 128 film and TV productions, averaging 8.3 projects a year. Most of these films are relatively unknown, like Stretch, Future Ex-Cops, and Wheat. Not many people have even seen them, except probably her hardcore fans. The film that brought Fan Bingbing serious trouble was the 2018 film Unbreakable Spirit, which also featured Bruce Willis. Some Chinese call the movie the biggest scandal in the Chinese movie history. On the one hand, the movie spent extravagantly. Almost every role in the film, including small parts, were played by a star. In November 2015, the film held a rap party in Beverly Hills. Many celebrities were in attendance. Journalists were rewarded a $3,000 allowance to cover the event. The production also spent hundreds of thousands on purchasing ad space in local newspapers, including double-space spreads in the Los Angeles Times. However, on the other hand, the filming crew struggled with financial constraints. 2 months after filming began, Tom Hanks didn't show up as previously claimed. He was replaced by Bruce Willis. When Bruce Willis arrived on the set, the accountant informed the director that there was only a little over 10,000 yuan or $1,500 left in the account, not enough to cover Willis' hotel deposit. Director Xiao Feng had to use his own bank account to cover expenses. The movie allegedly received $432 million coming from a Shanghai pension fund, nearly 7 times more than the film's final budget of $65 million. And the movie brought in, guess how much? An abysmal $500,000 at the box office. It received a poor 3.2 rating on a scale of 10. In recent years, China's film industry has seen a surge in the production of high-budget films with surprisingly low returns. For example, the 2018 film Asura had an extravagant budget of 750 million yuan, but only grossed 40 million yuan at the box office, resulting in significant financial losses. The film was pulled from theaters just 3 days after its release due to poor reception. Some experts believe that the financial losses seen in these films are deliberate and part of larger money laundering schemes. The producer of Unbreakable Spirit also produced another film called Ip Man 3, which was released in March 2016. The film earned 155 million yuan on its opening day, breaking the box office record for Chinese action films. Within 60 hours, it became the fastest Chinese action movie to surpass 400 million yuan in box office sales. However, soon after, doubts began to arise. Why was the film selling out during off-peak times, such as weekday mornings and after midnight? Why were tickets selling for as much as 200 yuan in remote theaters? And why did some theaters have screening every 10 minutes? Eventually, China's Film Bureau intervened and confirmed that the film company had engaged in ticket fraud. After her fall, Fan Bingbing was ordered to pay an astronomical $131 million in back taxes and penalties, including $70 million from her personal funds. However, there have been reports saying that Fan wound up paying only $2 million of her own money. Ms. Fan certainly has friends in high places. With 63 million followers on Weibo, Chinese equivalent of Twitter, her fan base rivals the membership of the Chinese Communist Party. So, was Fan Bingbing a willing payer in this high-stakes game, or was she a victim caught in a much bigger scam? Let me know what you think by leaving me comments. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe for more information on China, Chinese people, Chinese politics, and economy. I'll see you next time.